that doesn't come in your job description to take that risk.
Sometimes.
I know, I know.
Yeah. And I mean, I figured that's what the, you know, that's the, you have to make the answer for somebody to fill out this application.
Yes.
And I knew that, but I just wanted to confirm that we weren't, that I wasn't doing something.
No, I did the right thing by asking. Okay.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate
Sure.
it. I got your manual. I just have to look at it.
Good evening. Welcome to the Vineland Board of Education combined meeting, February 3rd, 2021, with a 5 p.m. start. Roll call, please. Mr. Merkley.
Ms. Acosta.
Here.
Mrs. Cottospati.
Present.
Mr. Fiocchi.
Here.
Mr. Holmes.
Here.
Mr. Rivera.
Here.
Mr. Sobrana. Mr. Silva.
Here.
Ms. Spinelli.
Here.
Mr. English.
Thank you.
We have a
Here.
quorum.
Appreciate it. In compliance with the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law, commonly referred to as the Sunshine Law, the Vineland Board of Education has caused notice and posting of this meeting to be sent to the following, announcing time and place thereof, agenda, etc. The Daily Journal, SNJ Today, the Press of Atlantic City, Nuestra Comunidad, Visto Bueno, the Clerk for the City of Vineland, and the Administrative Office Public Bulletin Board. At this time, I ask that everyone please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Merkley, we do have a resolution for executive session this evening.
Yes, we do. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Education of the City of Vineland School District will convene into executive session for the following reasons as outlined in NJSA 10:4-12. Discussion is about any pending or anticipated litigation or contract negotiations in which public body is or may be a party, employment matters, and any matters falling within the attorney-client privilege.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Acosta.
Yes.
Mrs. Cottospati.
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi.
Yes.
Mr. Holmes.
Yes.
Mr. Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Silva.
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli. Mr. English.
Yes.
No, we have none.
Board members, do I have any questions or comments on our HIB report?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Acosta.
Yes.
Mrs. Cottospati.
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi.
Yes.
Mr. Holmes.
Yes.
Mr. Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Silva.
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli. Mr. English.
Yes.
That passes.
Thank you. At this time, do we have any committee reports this evening?
I have policy and personnel. On Wednesday, January 27th, via Zoom, Ms. Cottospati, Mr. English, Mr. Fiocchi, myself, Dr. Gruccio, Dr. Rossi, Dr. Sneathen, Mr. McCauley, and Mr. Mozzarella met. We discussed matters of the Finance Department staffing, Transportation Department staffing, nurse salary adjustments, a litigation matter involving a retired employee, and that is it.
Thank you, Ms. Spinelli. Do we have any other committee reports this evening?
Yes, Mr. English.
Yes, Mr.
Finance Committee met on January 27th via Zoom. In attendance was Dr. Gruccio, Mr. Merkley, Mr. Mostrell, Mr. English, Mr. Holmes, Mr. Rivera, and myself. First, we discussed the district's current electric utility rates versus the open market rates. We discussed the budget for the 21-22 year, planned budget expenditures. Currently, there's no cuts are planned. We also discussed proposed tax levy. Next, we discussed the Chapter 44 healthcare impact. And the last thing we discussed was the potential for a interim BA. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fiocchi. Ms. Acosta.
On January 11th, the Board of Education CIT Committee met via Zoom. In attendance was myself, Mr. Fry, and Mr. Sobrana. We discussed the honors pre-calc with dual credits. There's been some changes and requirements that Rowan College of South Jersey is imposing, and it may affect some of our pre-calc classes. The class will still be offered to some individuals via dual credit, but some may not be. We also spoke about the Varsity Singers course description. It's a new course, and that's an additional course that is added to our Arts Academy. We discussed continued professional development with respect to virtual instruction practices and various supports that have been implemented to help support teachers in terms of providing virtual instruction. Mr. Fry indicated that many of the teachers have embraced many of the mainstream digital tools available, such as Google Classroom, Screencastify, Learning A through Z, Flipgrid, and the list goes on and on. The other good thing, in case of a snow day, and we all know about that, instruction is obviously going forward. The other important thing is right now, administration and Mr. Fry, in collaboration with others, are planning on a summer program. It will be offered to help students who are struggling or falling behind. The summer program is in the making. I understand that it will help with any gaps that students may have suffered as a result of online learning. We discussed the Wilson's Foundation for kindergarten through first, which will require professional development and training for teachers, as well as purchasing instructional materials to implement that program. We also discussed the Link It instructional resource. It enables the district to implement online benchmark assessments. And in doing so, it helps to assess the curriculum and develop other appropriate curriculum modifications as needed. It's a program that I think will be very beneficial and useful. We discussed that the state of New Jersey has waived the state testing requirements this year for graduation. So that should be of importance to seniors who will be graduating soon. And also waived are the SGOs, and we're awaiting word on the SGPs. And that's about it.
Thank you, Ms. Acosta. Do we have any? Ms. Kadasbadi.
I would just like to keep the public informed as to the superintendent search process. You can go onto the district website and you can see our survey along with the timeline, which will be completed as we move forward with everything as to the process. The application process will end February 26th at 5 p.m. The committee will then meet on March 1st to receive the portal information to review the applications. The first round of interviews should begin the week of the 15th of March. The survey is in English and Spanish. The committee would like to emphasize that it is completely anonymous. We are asking that you go on and complete the survey. The committee supports input from the public as stakeholders in our school system. The committee will review all of the comments received from the survey and will consider those comments when formulating the questions to the candidates during the interview process. We take this very seriously. It is a very important job for the school board. So just keep an eye out for the calendar on the district website, and you'll start to see as things start to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kadasbadi. Do we have any other committee reports this evening? Seeing none, thank you to the chairs and committee members for Okay, good January of business. Do we have any reports from our board solicitor this evening?
None.
Okay, at this time, do we have any public comment on agenda items this evening?
I did not receive any.
Okay. I don't see anybody here, so Dr. Gruccio, it's all yours. Motions and resolutions, please.
Thank you. I would like to recommend discussion of the personnel items, retirements, resignations, terminations, leaves of absence, employment, transfers, student substitutes, and extracurricular activities.
Do I have any questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the appointment of staff of federal program salaries and funding percentages for the 2021 school year as per the names provided and on file with the Secretary of the Board.
Do I have any questions or comments?
I would like to recommend approval of personnel items 1.1 through 1.2.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please. Mr. Merkley.
Ms. Acosta.
Yes.
Mrs. Cottasbody.
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi.
Yes.
Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes said yes. Mr. Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Silva.
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli. Mr. English.
Yes.
That motion passes.
I would like to recommend discussion of district travel.
Any questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the September 2020 through January 2021 HIB report to the Board of Ed presented in accordance with NJSA 18A:17-46. The Board of Education shall have a report 2 times each school year at the public hearing, all acts of harassment, intimidation, and bullying in accordance with the provisions.
Any questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion authorizing the board secretary to enter into an affiliation agreement for the 2021 school year with the following colleges: Rowan University Athletics and Camden County College.
Any questions or comments?
I would like to recommend approval of items 2.1 through 2.3.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Acosta.
Yes.
Mrs. Cottasbody.
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi.
Yes.
Mr. Holmes.
Yes.
Mr. Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Silva.
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli. Mr. English.
Yes.
They pass.
Thank you.
I would like to recommend discussion of budgetary transfers for the general school-based and ECPA budgets for the month December 2020. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'd like to recommend discussion of the convenience of Block 803, Lot 3.2 from the City of Vineland for $1 as set forth in the deed on file with the Board Secretary.
Any questions or comments?
I'd like to recommend acceptance of item 3.1.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Acosta.
Yes.
Mrs. Cottasbody.
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi.
Yes.
Mr. Holmes.
Yes.
Mr. Rivera.
Yes.
Mr. Silva.
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli. Mr. English.
Yes.
That motion passes.
Thank you.
I'd like to recommend discussion of budgetary transfers from the general school-based and ECPA budgets for the month December 2020.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion of the Board Secretary and Treasurer reports for December 2020.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the placement of special education students.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the 2019-20 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report and Auditor's Management Report by Ford Scott & Associates for the school year ending June 30th, 2020, with no findings being reported.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the administrative review of the City of Vineland Board of Education School Nutrition Food Service Program with findings and corrective action plan.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the tuition contract between the City of Vineland Board of Education and Glasper Board of Education for one student in the estimated total amount of $14,328.22 for October 17, 2020 through June 16, 2021.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding the tuition contract between the City of Vineland Board of Ed and Glasper Board of Ed for one student in the estimated total amount $14,328.22 for October 17th, 2020 through June 16th, 2021.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding a change order for the Vineland High School North Nurses Suite renovations project, the New Jersey Department of Ed project number 5390-053-20-1000 to Capri Construction of Vineland, New Jersey, with the original amount being $355,200 less, a current decrease of $4,248.10, making the updated contractual total $350,951.90.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend discussion regarding a change order for the VHS North Toilet Room renovations and window replacement, project number 5390-050-20-1000 to Levy Construction of Audubon, New Jersey, with the original amount being $275,600, less a current decrease of $149.28, making the updated contract total $275,450.72.
Questions or comments?
I would like to recommend approval of items 4.1 through 4.9.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Acosta,
Yes.
Mrs. Cottasbody,
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi,
Yes.
Mr. Holmes,
Yes.
Mr. Rivera,
Yes.
Mr. Silva,
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli, Mr. English.
Yes.
Those motions pass.
That's the end of our recommendation.
Thank you. For discussion, at this time, do I have a motion for the approval of bills that incurred during December of 2020?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Acosta,
Yes.
Mrs. Cottasbody,
Yes.
Mr. Fiocchi,
Yes.
Mr. Holmes,
Yes.
Mr. Rivera,
Yes.
Mr. Silva,
Yes.
Ms. Spinelli, Mr. English.
Yes.
That passes.
Thank you, Mr. Merkley. We have no emergent items at this time. Do I have any board members with any old or new business that they would like to discuss? Seeing none, I just have to bring up something under old business. Just want to let everyone know that I'm still actively looking for a volunteer for our board delegate. It appears that the May meeting will be the online version. So if someone's interested, please contact me and I can guide you through the process, which is very simple. And again, it is only 2 meetings a year that you have to attend. The unfortunate thing is they are on Saturdays, but I do know that the May meeting is scheduled virtually, and I believe it's the 15th, if I'm correct. But again, I'll forward the email out to each one of you, and hopefully somebody steps up and relieves me of that duty. Okay, at this time, board member remarks. I will start with my right over here, Mr. Fiocchi.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Holmes.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Acosta.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. Ms. Cottasbody.
Nothing at this time.
Thank you. I will go to Mr. Silva.
Nothing at this time.
And thank you as well. Mr. I lost him. He's over there. Hello.
Good evening. I just wanted to remind the public, like Ms. Cottasbody did, regarding that survey that is up on our district website. Quiero recordar al público que la encuesta sobre el superintendente que nosotros estamos buscando está en la página de nuestro distrito, que es vineland.org. That is all. Good evening.
Thank you. Ms. Spinelli.
I would like to congratulate the boys basketball team. I do believe that they are still undefeated on their wins, and I would like to wish Mr. McCauley best of luck on your new endeavorments, and you will be missed. That's all.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Gruccio.
Okay, quickly, I would just like to thank once again Donors Choice, who donated a document camera to Winslow Elementary School. I would like to congratulate Many School for being named New Jersey School of Character. And I would like to wish Mr. Merkley nothing but the very best as he moves forward in his new position.
Thank you, Dr. Gruccio. At this time, a couple things. First, I'd like to wish my Vice President, it was her birthday this past Sunday, I believe. Happy birthday to Ms. Spinelli. Yesterday, we had Dr. Gruccio. Happy birthday to you as well. I believe you both turned 22, it was, correct? 22? That's it. So happy birthday to the both of you. Mr. Merkley, I would definitely like to thank and wish you best of luck in your new endeavor. The past 2 years went by rather quick when you think about it. You brought a breath of fresh air to the district, to the Board of Education. You had that vision for facilities and passion that I share, and combine that with what I like to say, resurrecting the transportation department that, it seems like it's been forever ago, but, this was a department that people were going to be losing jobs. We were going out of business in the transportation business. And you brought some ideas to the table, worked hard with your staff, and were able to bring that back to a level that we see next door here. So your efforts definitely did not go noticed by any of the board members present nor past, and it was definitely appreciated. Like I said, I do converse with Mr. Musserell, and Mr. Musserell said he had learned a lot from you, and when he speaks words like that, the respect's there from your department, and as well as Mr. Hall and Ms. Ferrari, and the entire transportation department. Like again, I said, you definitely were part of resurrecting something that a lot of people didn't think was able to happen. So I do thank you for that. And again, I do wish you luck, and you definitely will be missed by the Vineland Board of Education and the school district. So best of luck to you. I think with that being said, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Valentine's Day, and this is a first. I think I spoke for under 2 minutes, so that was your going away present, Mr. Merkley. With that being said, do I have a motion for adjournment this evening?
So moved.
Oh,
Second.
We have to go executive.
well, excuse me one second. We will be going into executive session, but we will be closing this meeting. We'll have executive session after this, but we will not be acting on anything, so we can close the meeting out. At this time, do I have a motion for an adjournment?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, and good evening.